Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jessica, and my topic for today is my hometown, which for me is Tainan. In the beginning, I want to talk a little bit about Tainan's history. Then you can have a rough idea of what Tainan used to be and how it affects our lives now. Tainan is an ancient city. Back in the days when Taiwan was just found, Tainan was one of the first land to be touched by foreign feet. In the past couple of centuries, Taiwan has been colonized by various countries, those of which includes the Dutch, the Spanish, the Japanese, and the Chinese. Although these countries no longer rule us, they still left some souvenirs for us. For example, the Japanese left the railway system and the dance, which greatly improved Western Taiwan's economy. From all the things Taiwan got from these countries, the one thing they have in common is architecture. Different countries often have different styles of structures, so luckily, Tainan has become an assembly of special buildings. Most of these buildings have been made into historic sites or tourist attractions. For example, Fort Zeelandia, also known as the Anping Fort. But surprisingly, a few of them are still operating. The Hayashi department store was built by the Japanese. It is the first department store to be built in Tainan and second in Taiwan. Apart from this, it is also known for two other features. The first one is the torii on the roof of it, and the second one is the elevator in it. The torii is kind of like a Japanese temple, and although the torii on the roof of the Hayashi department store is not very complete anymore, you can still go and visit it. The elevator in the Hayashi department store is the first elevator to be built in Taiwan, so it is also a symbol of Taiwan's development in technology. Now that you have a concept of Taiwan's historical background, it brings the part that I have been looking forward to introducing. As many of you know, Tainan is not only a historical city, it is also a paradise of gourmet. Milkfish soup, bean jelly, braised pork on rice, oyster omelet. All of these are popular delicacies in Tainan, and all of them are made from local ingredients. Today, I would like to introduce two of them. The first one has little to do with history again. The oyster omelet was created by Kakshinga. Back when they were at war, the resources were very scarce. Thus, Kakshinga used the local oyster with cornstarch to make this omelet. Now, if you want to eat oyster omelet, the best place to go is Anping, where the juicy and delicious oysters are cultivated. Last but not least, I would like to introduce a kind of food that smells absolutely disgusting, but tastes like heaven. Many foreign people are afraid to eat stinky tofu, but I think it's quite interesting. The stinky tofu is made from tofu that has been fermented, so it gives a slightly sour smell. But after it was fried in oil, it tastes crunchy and yummy, so don't be afraid to try it. Now it's time for a little video that I have prepared. This is the beef soup in Anping. And this is the milkfish soup. This is the Hayashi department store's rooftop shrine, or you can call it a torii. And this is the wishing well. This is where my introduction ends. If you come to Tainan, remember to try all the delicacies and visit all the historic sites if you have time. Thank you for listening.